How do we hear? How do we see? What makes up the air we breathe? How does a plane fly over the sea? How do the planets float so weightlessly?
Let's go! Let's go!
It's technology.
Let's go! Let's grow!
Science, you and me.
Let's go! Let's go!
We're learning every day.
Let's go! Let's grow!
Engine leads the way.
Oh, hi! You are watching Hygiene, the show that takes you by surprise with unexpected scientific discoveries about life, universe, and everything. Today we'll be talking about something that is of great importance to humanity. That is... Well, somebody needs our help desperately. Let's go check on the engineers. Oh dear, it looks like today's episode is going down the drain. How can the engineers continue their investigation if they can't find decent toilets to go to? While we wait for them to sort out their business, let's welcome a special guest who will be discussing today's topic, which is...
Watch out below!
Well, do you mind? We are waiting on an expert for today's episode.
Ha ha ha! Fair lady, I am the expert you've been waiting for. Professor Brown, no less, expert in sanitation and fecal matter.
Huh? Oh, well, I'm pooped to meet you. I mean, pleased to meet you. I'm Gigi.
Likewise, I am enchanted to meet you, fair maiden. And our brave engineers, they seem to be in a spot of trouble.
Hey, one of them has a running stomach and they can't find a toilet.
Well, my dear, their unfortunate adventure is a wonderful illustration of the importance of sanitation.
Sunny, what?
Sanitation. It means keeping clean. If we don't want to become ill, we must clear away all the human waste, especially the poop, from the places where we live and work.
And why is that?
Our poop can contain germs which carry diseases. That's why we poop in flushing toilets or pit latrines. We must always poop in covered places or flush it away. Otherwise, insects like flies and cockroaches eat the poop and spread the germs inside it to the water that we use for washing and drinking.
That's gross.
Very. And that is why we must wash our hands properly after going to the toilet and before eating. If we don't, our hands will spread little bits of poops to our friends, families, and kitchens. And that poop can get into our mouth and make us sick.
That is super, super gross.
Indeed. Remember, germs are very, very small and can only be seen with a microscope. Even if your hands look clean, they may still be covered with germs which carry diseases. So, if in doubt, wash them out.
I think I'll go and wash my hands now.
Well, it wouldn't hurt. But the main thing to remember is to wash your hands after using the toilet and before eating. Now, did you ever hear the story of Striker Sally and the dirty hand?
No? What happened?
There was once a young footballer called Striker Sally, the star player of her school team. Now, one day, when she was out practicing for a big match, she needed to use the toilet. The latrine was not clean at all, and there was no place around to wash her hands. Instead of looking for some clean water to wash with, she ran back to the game without washing. Her hands had touched the dirty latrine and were covered in bacteria, some of which carried nasty diseases. She was playing so hard, she started to sweat and rub her face with her dirty hands. The bacteria took the chance to jump in her mouth. Now she was infected with the bacteria. The next day at school, everyone was excited about the football game. Sally was the star striker of the team, and everyone just knew she would score the winning goal. But Sally began to feel very sick before the match. She went to the toilet again and again and again. They had to play without Sally, and her team lost the match. Fortunately, Sally recovered a few days later, and guess what? She went on to become a great footballer, but she never forgot to wash her hands after using the toilet ever again.
Wow! What a great story! I've learned so much from you today. But Professor, is there something we can do about that smell?
Does my aroma offend you? Ha 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 ha! My dear, my smell is of your making. It comes from the food you eat.
The food I eat smells delicious. It's not like you.
Your body, especially your stomach, is full of tiny creatures called bacteria. They help your body to digest food, so you get all the vitamins and good stuff from the food into the parts of the body that need it. My powerful smell comes from the chemicals that are created when the bacteria digest the food. So digestion is stinky, and poop like me is a product of your digestion, which is why I stink.
Okay, so we can't change your smell. But what about your color? I think you will really look great in color blue or color purple. Why are you always color brown?
Once again, it is because of your bodily function. My brown color comes from your red blood cells. When they die, they go into your digestive system and bacteria turns them brown. They mix up with all the food matter that your body does not need, and you poop it out, a lovely brown color.
Hey, I guess you'll never go out of fashion. Now, I wonder where the engineers are. Do you think they managed to find a proper toilet yet?
Okay, look. Can't you just use the bush? What? If you need to poop, I can get your bag and you can do the flying toilet system.
I mean a toilet. I need a toilet.
You girls seem like you really need to use a toilet.
Yes, a clean one.
Okay, I can actually show you where.
Let's go. OMG. This toilet is amazing. But there's no flushing system.
There's no flushing system.
Let me see.
But how?
You're surprised that we don't have a flushing system?
Yes.
Yeah, so we actually don't need one because it's a waterless toilet. We have the front and the back hole. So for the front one, it's where you pee, and then for the back one, it's where you poo. So once you are done and you're okay, you're no longer pressed. Yeah, so you now take the sawdust, you scoop using that cup, and then you pour inside the back hole to cover your poo.
It's really interesting.
Okay.
It's different.
But then, how does the sawdust help?
Yeah. So for the sawdust, it helps to keep the toilet dry by absorbing the moisture in the poo. So when you poo, you know it has some water-like or liquid. It's actually wet.
Wait,
Yes.
why does it have to be dry?
to keep the toilet clean and fresh. So this sawdust absorbs the moisture, keeps it dry, ensuring there is no bad smell.
Yeah.
There are no flies. So anytime you're using the toilet, like right now, you're not feeling any smell. It's because they're using this type of sawdust.
I'm sure there is no like indoor system.
No, we have. Yeah, it doesn't have to be outdoors in an open space like this. So if you have your toilet, maybe you want it modified to have this and be clean and smell nice, and you use your sawdust, then we can do it for you.
That's good.
Yeah, so if you want, I can actually show you what we have.
Yeah,
Okay,
go.
let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Sorry. Wait. Where are you going? Wash your hands first.
Oh yeah, duh.
Phew, I'm very glad the engineers were able to find a solution to their problems. They not only found a toilet, but also found a very useful way of dealing with their waste afterwards.
Achoo! Achoo! Oh yes, I had noticed.
But I have a question. When we empty our latrines or flush our toilets, where does poop go?
That is a very good question. I'll be interested to see what your viewers think. Shall we ask them?
Kids, do you know? Where does poop go?
Down the pipe. I don't know where it goes.
It goes into the ground.
Into the ocean? It goes in the ground. There is a big shark that comes and sucks it out.
Well, those are some very interesting ideas on where our waste goes. If you live in a home that has flushing toilets, then there's a good chance it's connected to something we call the sewage system.
Correct! Sewage is the name for human waste, poop and pee. When you flush the toilet or when someone comes to empty your pit latrine, the poop ends up in a processing plant.
Processing plant? Is that a clever vegetable?
No. A plant is another name for a factory. In a sewage processing plant, they remove solid bits of poops and treat the water with chemicals to remove the dangerous bacteria.
Okay, I would love to know more about that. Let's talk to an expert.
Hi kids, my name is Dr. Musoro Nyamai and I am a data scientist. Looking at sanitation, there are a few numbers I'd like us to focus on. Did you know 800 million people lack access to safe sanitation? That is half of the African continent. This leads to diseases like cholera and bilharzia. In my daily work, I use data which is collected by I and other scientists to be able to identify areas that are high risk from these diseases. I then use calculations to find good solutions that might greatly reduce cases from these diseases. Some of the good solutions include encouraging parents and children to wash their hands after visiting the toilet and to also only use the toilets to relieve themselves and not in the open areas, and to not play in river water. This way, we ensure a healthy Africa. Would you like to be a data scientist and help solve problems in the field of health like I do?
Yes, so Angel and Shiko, when you look at this area, it's an area close to the lake. So most people around this area depend on the lake for survival. For one, they depend on the lake for fishing because fishing is the major activity in this area. So the fish really need the water to be fresh to survive. The other thing they use this water for is cooking. So we need fresh water to cook. We also need clean water to drink. And then people also use this specific water for farming so they can irrigate their farms. So their plants also get to grow just through the water from the lake. So it means this lake has to always be clean and fresh without any kind of waste getting into it.
Yeah, and there are lots of people here.
Yeah, there are so many people around. And as you can see, all these people you are seeing here, they actually depend on this lake for survival. Yes. It's actually important to have toilets, but not the flushing toilets, the ones that get flushed, because when we flush them, the waste still finds its way back into the lake. we don't advise people from this area to have pit latrines because the water table is very high. So the pit latrines get filled up very quickly, and when they fill up, because they are not well managed, the waste still finds its way back into the lake. And the other thing, it's also not good to have no toilets at all, because you know when you don't have toilets, where do we poo and pee?
In the bush. Just like you wanted me to do.
Okay, forgive me.
Yes.
Speaking of waste,
Yeah.
when you collect it from the indoor toilets, where does it go?
Yeah, when we collect this waste, Chico, partners such as the USAID help us recycle this waste into something useful. For example, we get fertilizers out of this waste.
So you're meaning to tell us that poop can be useful?
Yeah, Angel, poop is very useful, very, very important. And as just I've mentioned, you can get so many things from it. Fertilizers, animal feeds, and also clean water. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Let's go collect some poop.
Wow! I never knew poop could be very useful.
Poo can be used by farmers as fertilizer because it contains lots of useful bacteria and natural chemicals that help the plant grow. It can also be used to make a type of fuel called biogas that can help us save energy. So you see, we poops can indeed be of much use to humanity. But we can also be dangerous if we're not properly looked after.
So are you good or bad? I don't get it.
Nothing in life is purely good or simply evil. And we poops are no different. Perhaps I can explain better with a little song. When I was just a little poop dumped in a latrine, I thought my life was over, or I didn't dare to dream. As I lay in the darkened pit, from heaven came a pump. I was sucked up with the other poop. Into the truck we jumped. Into the truck we jumped. Our new life was beginning, but we were none the wiser. We didn't know that we would be turned into fertilizer. Oh, what a miracle! Oh, whoever knew the wonderful and useful things that poo can do, that poo can do. There is another side of poop of which you should be wary. It can contain bacteria that really are quite scary. Shigella, salmonella, and other germs we fear that cause cholera and dysentery and terrible diarrhea. To avoid these dreaded germs, hygiene must be respected with good sanitation. Thou shalt not be infected. Learn these golden rules and shout them throughout the land. Before you eat and after you poop, make sure you wash your hands. Before after you poop, make sure you wash your hands. Make sure you wash your hands.
Wow, what a voice! You can be a famous pop star.
I've always thought I should have been in a soap opera. Ha ha ha.
Oh, you silly poop. Now, talking about being healthy, let's work out with Tabby.
Today, we're going to do cleanup dance. It's important to live in clean environment at all time. Are you ready? Let's go! Let's start facing this way. And now grab your broom. We're going to shift our weight side to side 8 times. And then we turn around, we shift 8 times. And now we are going to wipe 4 times and wipe 4 times, wipe 4 times, and wipe 4 times, and we're going to sweep. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Are you ready? Yeah, let's go!
Wow, I'm pooped.
Excuse me, I didn't know we were related.
Oh, Professor, pooped also means tired. Anyways, I am grateful to you for everything that I've learned today.
Human waste is a central part of our lives. But because it is a private matter, people are embarrassed to talk about it. However, as we have seen, you ignore poop at your peril.
First thing is, people need access to clean toilets.
And somewhere to wash their hands afterwards, so they don't spread the germs around.
As more and more people live together in the cities, they generate more and more waste which must be disposed of and treated.
Indeed. And what a joy to learn that poop can be useful for making fertilizer and biogas, an energy source.
I'm sure some of the young scientists watching this show will study cool new ways to recycle human waste.
But in the meantime, before you eat and after you poop,
make sure you wash your hands.
Make sure you wash your hands.
Bye, guys! Where's the soap?
When I was just a little poop dumped in a latrine, I thought my life was over, or I didn't dare to dream. As I lay in the darkened pit, from heaven came a pump. I was sucked up with the other poop. Into the truck we jumped. Into the truck we jump.